There is a community that has been steadily growing for quite some time. You've all seen them, the anti-vax. People who believe that vaccines are harmful and that cause disorders like autism, or that are even created with the purpose of controlling the masses. After consulting various sources, it is clear that misinformation is a very serious problem that is even more relevant today due to how easily you can share information and find all kinds of things with no credible sources. This is why it is important that as a society we are able to discern the truth and how to fact check the information we consume in order to not be deceived by false information and conspiracy theories. Because the spread of them affects us all, and especially people who are not able to choose from themselves, like children. Such is the case regarding vaccines. There are some of the most important ways in which humans have been able to prevent all kinds of diseases, discoveries through the discoveries of our immune system, which leads to the question, what is a vaccine and how do they work? Vaccination utilizes your immune system as training so that when the real disease comes, your body already knows how the experience to fight it. They use a weakened disease in order to create antibodies. According to Vaccines and Immunization, What is Vaccination? By the World Health Organization. Some vaccines can also be consumed orally, but we already know the majority of them that are they're injected. Then antibodies help our immune system to fight the real disease, which causes a memory. This is why your immune system can remember the disease for a very amount of time. Some can even last years, decades, and even your whole life. This is why you sometimes need a new dose depending on the vaccine. So now that we know what they are and what they work, what is their origin? Edward Jenner is considered the founder of vaccination because of his incredible work in the eradication of smallpox in the 18th century, which was very deadly back then, even like leveling the populations for entire countries. But even though by then people already knew that if you contracted cowpox, you would likely be immune for smallpox, which was a disease that cows had at the time. This is why the vaccine is named after the Latin word for vaca. Britannia's biography for Jenner says that he inoculated an 8-year-old boy using cowpox from a dairymaid in 1796. This boy later got sick from cowpox, but later when Jenner tried to infect him with the real smallpox, he was immune to it. So, according to the article Edward Jenner and the History of Smallpox and Vaccination by Dr. Stephen Rigel, says that he actually wasn't the first to notice of this thing that if you got cowpox, you will later be immune to smallpox. But also, a lot of people also try to become infected before them. This is later confirmed by a section titled History of Vaccines in Great Health, says that even in the 15th century, people in China knew that if you survived smallpox, you would not get it again. This is why they tried to get infected using smallpox scabs of mild cases in order to get this immunity, proving that even in the 1400s, people already had a concept of how vaccines work and what they do for us now. Now that we know what they are and their origin, what are some of the myths? Some believe that vaccines are harmful and that cause diseases and that are parts of a conspiracy to control us all. The most famous myth is that vaccines cause autism. According to Vaccination, A Cause of Autism, Myths and Controversies by Michael Davidson, says that this myth started in 1998 when physician Andrew Wakefield claimed that the MMR measles vaccine was a cause for autism. And hold on, this specific vaccine he claimed. But then later in 2005, a reporter revealed that this report had false information and was under scientific misconduct. But even though he had already been disproven 1,000 times, the damage was already done. A lot of people still believe the vaccines cause autism and a bunch of stuff. Another famous myth is that vaccines contain very harmful chemicals. According to Vaccines, the Myths and the Facts by the American Academy of Allergy, claims that we are exposed to more harmful chemicals actually naturally than vaccines. For example, we are exposed to mercury in milk, seafood, and even contact lenses solutions. And there's no evidence to suggest that that the chemicals contained in vaccines are actually harmful to us. And no, vaccines do not have microchips in them. In conclusion, good research and critical thinking are very important for us to not believe false information. It's important to know how, what, how, and the origins of things that affect us, because later then we are not able to fall into easy things that just cause harm for us all. Because no, vaccines aren't used for tracking you. Your phones do a great job at that. Thank you for listening.